February 12th and February 19th, we had an executive session. Doc?
Okay, I have two items this evening. The first is Pride and Promise. Again, we want to celebrate a staff member, community member, student that go up and above for the Penn Hill School District. Tonight, we're going to honor recipients from Linton Middle School. Ms. Barker, if you do the honors, please.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Is it on? Really don't need one. My first Pride and Promise is for the community. We have Addie and Jamie from the Penn Hills Library. They come every month and do our bulletin boards for our students. The bulletin board on the side of the office, if you'd like to stop by and see it on your way out. And they have so many activities at the Penn Hills Library. Our students just love going to them, and they pull the tabs off, and I asked them if they've been going. Our students have been going to the library for different things. And the kids are always excited to see their next bulletin board up, because they always do something interesting, and they really put a lot of thought into it, and our students notice it. So I really appreciate all their help with Linton Middle School in the past 2 years. I think this is the second year we've been doing it. Yeah. So it's been very successful. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. We want to take one quick picture, if that's okay.
We'll have one of our staff members also take one for us.
Stay right.
All right, thank you.
Okay, and I don't see my employee here yet, so we're going to go on with our student. My student is Angeli Davis. Her father's here with her. Angeli has been with the district since she was in first grade
Thank you.
and is a kind and considerate student with her own sense of humor. She's confident and articulate. She enjoys sharing stories about her family. She's dedicated and successful student who consistently demonstrates Linton 3 R's: responsibility, respect, and readiness. And she's in 6th grade. So we have a couple more years. We're excited to have her with us today.
Come and take a picture, Dad. And thank you for raising a beautiful and wonderful daughter.
And her mom had to work tonight, so she.
Thank the mom.
Last but not least, my employee for Pride and Promise is one of my team members who's been with me for 4 years. His name is Tyree Wright, but the students didn't know him except for his sister Ty. Mr. Ty is one of our team members. Again, he's been with us for 4 years. He's in the 7th grade. We miss him when he's not here because the 7th grade doesn't run as well. The cafeteria doesn't run as well. I'm just a token in the cafeteria. Mr. Ty runs the 7th grade cafeteria, and he's in with the kids. The parents want to know who Mr. Ty is because that's what their kids, one of the people that their kids talk about when they go home. And so he'll come in and he'll talk to the parent, he'll exchange numbers with them. He's what the YET team was all about in our first vision of it. He'll handle situations, mediate. I won't even know about it or see it. He'll put it in the book. And if we ever need to go back to it, he'll say, yeah, I did that. And we can go back to it and investigate it. But he saves us a lot of paperwork and a lot of phone calls home by taking care of things in the hallway on his own. And we really appreciate him every single day. And we're happy to have him as a member of the Linton team.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Barker, Mayor, honestly. I got to give you thanks because me and her, we deal with a lot, and I go to her a lot and call her a lot. So just to have like their support and their trust in me to be able to run the hall and deal with the teachers and the students on a daily basis, be able to talk and deal with parents as well. It's a big token to be able to do what I do there, and I give a big nod to them because they give me the support and trust to be able to do it. And I also want to support Bill, because when I first started, Bill, he was instrumental in teaching me on how to do my job. And obviously I've been doing it very well. So I want to say thank you, Barker. Thank you for this nod. And I want to say thank you for y'all for the acknowledgement.
Thank you. I'm right here, Ty. You're good.
Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
Mr. Data.
Thank you and have a great night.
Okay, next, we got a lot of big things on the horizon here in Penn Hills. I'm going to call Mr. Dado up. Just want to give you a sneak peek of something that's on the horizon in terms of our robotics academy, and we'll get more information moving forward in the next month, but I want to raise that curiosity level a little bit, so go ahead. So as you can see, great space. We think kids are going to really buy in. We've got a lot of work to do between now and then, but this is our vision, okay? We want to be the first in the region, the first in the state to offer some type of robotics academy, and we want to be trendsetters. And with Mr. Dado's vision, innovation, we're on the path for that. So I just wanted to share that more information about it. Mr. Dado, anything I'm missing or do you want to add?
No, I think we're just gonna, moving forward, I think we're just gonna start aligning with the real world and start making it super relevant for the schools.
About time.
And I think you're gonna see a lot of school districts, follow our lead after this is all in place. But like Dr. Mazaka said, this is his vision to kind of pave the way for Penn Hills forward. Give kids a lot of opportunities to earn industry-recognized credentials and leave here with something more than just a high school diploma. Like he said, we have a lot of work to do. We haven't figured all the logistics out. We haven't figured a lot of things behind the scenes, but the concepts are there, and the conversations are starting to happen in the near future. So I think a lot of good things to come.
Thank you for everything you do. You're doing a great job. We have any presentation? So the school board members? Solicitors, we have no report. Student school board members?
We put out our prom court applications for King and Queen for anyone wanted to book for last week or week after that. On Friday is a very exciting day at the high school. We're going to have Derek the dog, and then there's going to be a member who's coming to talk about fraternities and sororities following us from the BSU Township.
Very good.
January was a little bit hectic. Student council meeting get together a ton. We tried to do get like African dancers in for Black History Month, but they never called this booty bag. So February, January, we're a little bit slow, but we're looking towards like really amping it up in the third 9 weeks because it feels like kids can really get into like a repetitive mood or like just get into these like grooves that they just feel like they're like a cog in a machine. Like, so we want to.
Don't worry, adults get in that mood.
Yeah. So it's just like we don't want it to feel so much like a routine. And we just want to like spice it up a little bit. Like we talked about maybe doing like a tailgate or something, or like going out for a field day or something. And just like logistically figuring those things out for like April and March whenever the weather breaks. So we're really excited for doing things like that.
How's the pool?
The pool's great. We're going to Whitfield tomorrow. I just got back from swimming.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Is that it? Okay. I get a motion for the minutes.
Second.
Moved and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Board Resolution School Finance, 5B through 5D.
Second.
Moved and second. Public comment. Board comment. Colleen.
Dr. Mara?
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson?
Yes, abstaining from check number 501301.
Mrs. Vecchio?
Yes.
Mrs. Lady Tate?
Yes.
Mrs. Browman?
Yes.
Mr. Capizoli?
Yes.
Dr. Guest? Oh, yes, sorry. Mrs. Gerber?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Yes, it's abstaining from check number 501231.
Can I get a motion for curriculum 6B through 6N?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Public comment. Board comment.
Yeah, I want to make a couple comments around both H and J, which is course additions and the program of studies. We discussed the program of studies at our committee meeting, and I have since then been made aware that there are quite a few courses that have been eliminated from the curriculum. That was not brought up at the committee meeting, at least to my recollection. Does anybody recall courses that were eliminated? I know there were some that were additions, and there were some changes.
And changes of names.
Right.
But that's what was said, was that the names have changed. But now I'm aware that we've actually eliminated some of the courses.
Renee, you want to come up?
Which I don't think was discussed there. I know we talked about H, and we went into some details around the new courses that were being recommended to be added.
In place of some of the older courses.
Well, they were quite a bit different than that, because I've been told that there's some honors courses that are now being eliminated. There's some courses in the math department that are being changed. Normally we discuss this in quite a bit of detail when they have that done.
So, in full transparency, when I presented that program to you, I said it was a working document. There were some typos of things missing. I do need to say, for example, I know there was a math course missing, and in cutting and pasting and looking at the prerequisites, there were some errors. I'm really sad that in department meetings and in various meetings that I had, that people couldn't just ask me about it to be able to fix it. These individuals have a voice, and that voice is given to them to have an opinion and make these changes. Everybody that I've met with thus far, it's not perfect. It's not, the only reason I have this on here tonight is so that we can begin the process of scheduling, meeting with parents, outlining some of the programs that we are moving forward with. That document is completely rewritten, every single word. So I'm sorry, but without you telling me exactly what I cut or didn't cut, I would need to address that individually.
What were you told was
honor, some trigonometry classes.
So,
And
I-
eliminated, honors English class, I believe,
So
is
the-
one of the ones that.
Okay, so hold on, let's
Honors
go back,
history.
let's go back. The honors trigonometry class, I did have a conversation, and that was actually just brought to my attention in an email this evening by the department chair, and that individual and I have had a very honest and open conversation. I'm not against the honors trigonometry. The reason that we looked at it was because we had regular trig, we had honors trig, and we had AP trig. In that conversation, I understand some of what we're missing or not doing by not having that honors. So those are all things that will be added back in or further discussed with the department. The English course that you're talking about is actually being replaced, and this did go through our committee. It was the AP seminar course that is just going to replace the honors English 10th grade course. So it's actually a more rigorous course than an honors course that we've just put into place. So it's going to be in a pilot situation with that honors course. And then if it works out and it's successful, we've talked about even maybe that would replace our 10th grade English. Remember, 10th grade English is our keystone course. You're not happy with our keystone scores. I've got to bring it up.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, so with that being said, my concern here is that we are voting on what's in the agenda as the program of studies. And if we vote on that, you're saying that it's still work in progress, there's still some changes to be made, there's still some things. I don't want to vote on something that's not the final document, because what we're doing is we're voting on something that's going to be our 2024. That's what it says. We're voting on the.
She's telling us she's voting on this so we can look into see what
Well,
works.
that's not the way this is. It
So it's
says
written wrong, you're saying?
based on the recommendation of the curriculum committee, the board shall approve the Penn Hills High School 2025-2026 program of studies.
And Dr.
What
Merritt,
we have got is the program of studies.
And
So we're voting to approve that. If it's not the final document, I don't want to approve it.
and you, by all means, you don't have to.
Yeah, I know, I hear your things that we want to get this thing done quickly so you can start talking to parents, you can start setting the schedules. But I don't want to vote on something that's not here. We can have a special meeting, we can have a report, we can have it, but let's get something in final form, all your meetings with your committee chairman, get everything in there, correct the typos, correct everything, and then, so what I'd like to do is make a motion to take this off of the agenda. We'll table this for right now. Let's get it finalized and let's then vote on that. In a special meeting by us or by vote, by,
Wait, Dan wants to clarify.
So just to clarify, there's been a motion to table, Brock, and correct me if I'm wrong, H and J on the agenda, right? Under,
no, I think H is okay. The addition of the courses are okay. We talked about those ones in quite a bit of detail.
okay.
We didn't talk much about J. We heard, she went in there and she said, we've totally redone it. I looked through it. I agree that it looks very good. But what I did not do was go back and compare this to last year's program of studies and go one by one and see what has been changed, what is, and we didn't discuss a lot of that. We kind of just breezed over that during the discussion.
Okay. And the intent of all this is to get up to date, make the courses more rigorous. I've heard, the word rigorous from this board, numerous times, and, that's the intent. It's just to morph and get things into the 21st century. So I think we're at a point now, let's take the vote and see if we want it from the vote.
Can I ask a question?
Well, hold on. Before we go any further, firstly, there was just, Robert's
We put a
rules.
motion up for us.
Does anyone want to second the motion to table item J, which is the program of studies? There's been a motion, it needs a second. If it gets a second.
And I'm not recommending that we table it until the next meeting. We'll have a special thing, we'll get it done, we'll get it done as quick as we possibly can, so that they can go on and have their meetings with the parents, have their courses out there, go through the scheduling, and do that.
Yeah, I guess my question, when did you want to start the scheduling after this meeting? What date?
There's a motion, somebody has to second it.
So I just want to say.
No, I know, I'm just wondering.
But there's a, no, you have to go, after there's a motion up, somebody has to second, you can't continue.
Or this motion might fail. I mean, that's just what
I'm
I'm.
being rude, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
There's a
Yeah.
motion up, it has to be second or put down.
Yeah, this motion has been sitting here for a while. So at this point, the motion to table has been made. Right now, does anyone want a second? Okay, so the motion will fail for lack of a second.
No.
Okay, so before we go back to a motion to table or discuss it, when did you want to do the scheduling?
So the first group of parents are scheduled to be met with the week of March 10th.
Very quickly.
Right.
Well, yeah.
There's no
I just
motion.
wanted to find
There's
out.
no motion.
Okay. So March 10th is very quick, and most of it is complete, but there may be some changes that we could vote on later as to what those changes
Any
are.
new courses that'll be added will come for
Okay.
curriculum on the 12th. But, for example, I don't have the business technology section completed, nor do I have the PE and health part in completion. So just in general, you have gaps. Those are still departments I need to meet with.
Business technology and physical education department.
And in looking at the PE department, we talked about this, instead of just having, a general PE course, we wanted to look at, weightlifting, various courses, maybe yoga, maybe dance, something that was just more, I guess, engaging for kids.
Right, this vote, in my understanding, is you're gonna put it out there to study, to see which classes you want to do.
Right,
Correct?
we don't even
That's what I
have,
was told at the committee.
yes, this
Yes.
is just, and the only reason it is in the form that it is in is because it was a complete overhaul.
Right.
Every single word was retouched.
Okay, I'm putting the motion up to vote. Colleen?
Mrs. Richardson?
Yes.
Mrs. Vecchio?
Yes.
Mrs. Cody Tate?
Yes.
Mrs. Sherman?
Yes, all, but no to Jane.
Mr. Capizoli?
Yes.
Dr. Getz? Mrs. Herbert?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Yes.
Dr. Mara?
Yes, but no to Jay.
Okay, can I get a motion, safety buildings and grounds, 7B through 7L?
Second.
Moved in second, public comment. Board comment. Colleen?
Mrs. Vecchio?
Yes.
Ms. Lady Tate?
Yes.
Mrs. Bryan?
Yes.
Mr. Capizoli?
Yes.
Dr. Getz? Mrs. Herbert?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Yes.
Dr. Mara?
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson?
Yes.
Get a motion to approve HR policy 8B through 8M.
Second.
Moved in second, public comment. Board comment. Colleen?
Ms. Lady Tate?
Yes, but I'm staying from 8B.
Mrs. Bryan?
Yes, abstain from 8K.
Mr. Capizoli?
Yes.
Dr. Getz? Mrs. Herbert?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson?
Yes.
Mrs. Vecchia?
Yes. Can I get a motion to approve other 10B through 10F?
Move.
Moved and second. Public comment? Board comment? Colleen?
Mrs. Bryan?
Yes.
Mrs. Pepitone?
Yes.
Dr. Yes? Mrs. Herbert?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Yes.
Dr. Mara?
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson?
Yes.
Mrs. Vecchia?
Yes.
Ms. Wade?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, any public comment?
What page are we on in this document that we got?
The last page.
The last page, very good.
Public comment? Board comment? Motion to adjourn? So moved. Yeah, it does.
You adjourned it real quick, that's funny.
She asked for the
Yes, yes, I understand that, but you understand as a parent, we're not all well versed on Robert's Rules of Order, so we're really not clear.
Would you like to make a comment? Come on.
Erin Vecchio just said the board is adjourned.
We did.
So she
But
won't be here.
I wanted to amend it.
There were children
I'm-
that had a concern about what
That's fine,
happened
come on,
recently.
because you didn't bring it up.
Come up, please.
We're opening the meeting back up, please.
Sunshine, hold that. We're gonna have a conversation here.
And I'm gonna let this young lady go first.
Hello, my name is Emma Macy at 160 Sherwood Drive. I'm a senior at Penthouse, and the last 4 years have shaped who I am today. I have found friends and community, not with just my peers, but with teachers alike. During last week's meeting, Dr. Mazzocco stated that during a student survey, 89% of students felt they had a trusted adult at their school. Before I start, I ask you to take a look around at all the students who have showed up to support their teachers tonight. I would like to use my time to speak from the perspective of a student and how the current contract negotiations impact me. Many club sponsors get limited paid hours throughout the year, and most of the time, these sponsors will volunteer if they exceed that time restraint. However, this year is different because without a contract, staff should not be expected to work overtime without pay. I've heard a lot of do it for the kids, as if these teachers should give their time to a district seemingly unable to commit to them. I would love to continue to have these clubs, but I would never ask my teachers to sacrifice their values to do so. As a senior, I have my sights set on graduation just months away. If teachers were to strike, there's a risk that the day to walk could be pushed back. Nobody wants that, students, teachers, and districts alike. That being said, the staff has my and many other students' full support to do whatever they deem necessary to receive the compensation they deserve, including going on strike. Requesting teachers to contribute even more to the school is frankly insulting, considering how much they already do for all of us. I ask district officials to work harder to meet the staff in the middle and come to a compromise before it comes to a strike. Everything the teachers and staff have done for hundreds of students, the least I could do is come here today and advocate for change. Thank you.
I thank you and I appreciate it. Name and address, please.
I'm on it.
Thank you.
My name is Alexis T. Russell. My address is 400 Rose Avenue. I'm right here in Penn Hills and have been for some years. This is my first time coming to a school board meeting. Blame me. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I had chemo today.
Sorry.
So please forgive me if I'm a little wonky with my words, but there are some things that have been brought to my attention via my children. One includes what this young lady was just speaking about. I don't have to repeat it. She said everything that needed to be said, and she did it in an amazing way. Very clear, very coherent. She was 18, I'm 41, bro. I am.
And we agree with that.
Because she is really out here doing work. I'm here, and this is in kind of, it's rather specific and it's rather focused. We just lost a teacher. We lost a teacher in a horrible way. The kids found out about it via the news. My son texted me telling me what happened to Mr. Willie. My daughter is a graduate of Penn Hills. My daughter is currently at Michigan State University in a fast track program for mechanical engineering. Penn Hills, you did what you needed to do, and I appreciate that for my graduated child. I have my son coming through, and I have another one that's 9 that's in the elementary school. These kids are doing okay. Yes, test scores are what they are, but what I truly believe is the test scores, I feel like there's a racial connotation that is aligned with standardized testing. Another conversation for another day. I'm not going to do that today. But what I am going to talk about is the fact that I understand that the school district did a little bit of work to make sure that the kids were supported after Mr. Willie's death. It wasn't enough. And the reason I say that is because I personally volunteered my personal vehicle to drive as many kids, and many of them are here right now, to drive as many kids that I could in my vehicle as permitted by law to make sure that they got to the viewing services of Mr. Willie. And I was the recipient of the emotional distress that these children literally went through. I talked to my son about it. I said, you know, usually we go to funerals and it's like an aunt and it's somebody where mom and dad are there to provide some sort of support because we know that person. This was their person. This is beyond us as parents. When they start getting older and they start having interactions with people that aren't mom and dad anymore, they have a different set of emotions. They have a different reaction to this. And I don't think that the school district did enough to support these kids. There should have been a bus, a van, something to make sure that these kids got to the services. Down to, and I'm not going to be graphic with the conversation, but I had one of the girls that was with me that said, oh my God, Mr. Willie don't look like Mr. Willie because he's usually red. Bright red.
He was.
And when they walked up and saw him in that condition, he wasn't. And that messed with these kids. This was an emotional thing that these kids went through. Just the ones that I had a carload with. And I didn't cry, right? I've been through tons of funerals. I have breast cancer myself. Life gets hard. Oh my God, it will be fun. But when you're dealing with kids that have been dealing with their first person that they've ever watched die, and the school district did nothing to support. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. Please don't think that I'm saying nothing. But there should have been arrangements. There should have been coordination. There should have been a real quick tree link where we were arranging for school to pick these kids up from school to get them out there because it was Jefferson Hills and it was not close. It wasn't right here in Penn Hills. He drove, and then he drove that ride every day for these kids. He got up and drove every day. And he's not here anymore. And the school district did nothing to make sure those kids did the same ride that he did every single day. So I did it. I volunteered my time. I volunteered my gas. I volunteered after me going through chemo treatment. Forgive me. To take as many kids that I was legally allowed to fit in my car to make sure that they saw those last moments. That they got to experience a little bit of time with the man that they know and loved. And that wasn't just Wednesday. I took them right out to that church the next Friday. I didn't go Thursday, but I took them Friday. I'm not going to drag my time out, and I'm not going to make this long, but I need you to understand that when I stood there in line to do the viewing, just like these kids were, and I wasn't crying until his mother came over, and I got, breast, they're not implants yet, but like, when his mother came over to me and laid her head on my rock-hard bosom and cried her eyes out. I don't know how many people in this room got to meet his mother or knew his mother. I didn't know this lady. I didn't even really know Mr. Willie. But I know that lady cried on me and was so happy that some kids from Penn Hills were there. Was so happy. You don't know how much he loved them. You don't know, this is what his mother said to me. You don't know how much he appreciated them. You don't know how much he talked about them. On the reverse side, when these kids are going through the line, they're seeing all of his sports jerseys and his wedding pictures, and these kids actually got a moment of realization that this is a human being, this is a person. That man that they see every single day is just like their parents that has wedding pictures and pictures with their kids. And Penn Hill School District did no type of coordination, even with the parents.
Ma'am, you're at 5 minutes. Can you please bring it to a conclusion?
Thank you, Dane. I appreciate you cutting me short while I'm talking about your kids that are out here crying in the audience.
Ma'am,
I'm
you have
done.
3 minutes, and we let it go to 5.
It's
So we
fine.
were just gonna say,
It's
please,
fine.
if you
Because
can
you
get
know
to a
what?
conclusion.
I serve on multiple boards. I serve on the board. They're actually appointed by the mayor and the Allegheny County Executive. I am the vice president of Number Board. I know how this works, right? I understand that there's minutes and there's time. Look at these kids that have showed up that have
Yes,
never
ma'am.
been here again. They've never been here before.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Dane?
Yeah, and I also like to say that we came to an agreement on the teacher's contract today, so write that down too. Thanks.
He's dead. He's dead, and that's what you do? I don't care about that, Mike, and I don't care about your time. He's dead, and that's your response? Garbage.
Ms. Russell, thank you for your comments.
Solicitor, bet you don't get elected again. We'll do that.
Okay, to make a few comments, the district does take this serious.
Bet you do.
Everybody deals with grieving differently, okay? And we'll never replace Mr. Willie. I think everybody knows that in this audience here today. We do have counselors available. We haven't scratched the surface of what we can do for the students, and we appreciate you being here. We did take each of those surveys. We reflected on those surveys, and some students said, they needed to move on. Other students, they want more, okay? So again, this is an individualized process. As the student representative said earlier, we will have support dogs as soon as Friday at the school. We also have group counseling that's going to be available that Mrs. Brown is setting up. I just want to make sure that everybody here understands. We're mourning as a community, as a district. Nobody has moved on. There has been memorials for Mr. Willie, at the high school, and will continue to be. The kids did arrange it, absolutely. They had a voice. They had a voice. So with that being said, thank you for your comments. We see everybody's here. Is there? Okay. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
We're done. They're here to talk. The paperwork says that they don't want to hear from y'all, so we just want to remember that. Robert's Rules of Order said that they don't want to hear from y'all. Please remember that.